Raphael, hi, how are you? Good evening. Welcome to Paraguay. How are you doing? Thanks for being with us.
Welcome again.
Thank you very much for welcoming me. It's nice to be back in Paraguay, even if I'm not there physically, actually, because it's a fantastic country. Although I went to not the best place in the country, I did love it while I was there.
Well, Raphael, we'll be translating the questions and the answers, so if you hear a little Spanish, it's just us translating.
Perfect.
Great.
No problem.
Bueno, nos está contando que está muy feliz de estar de vuelta en Paraguay, aunque sea virtualmente, y a pesar de que la primera vez que estuvo por acá no es que estuvo en el mejor de los lugares, pero bueno, obviamente porque él estuvo adentro de Tacumbú. Vamos a arrancar esta conversación hablando un poquitito de lo que es la historia de Raphael, porque él tiene una historia muy particular. Él mismo estuvo dentro de una prisión por un crimen que no cometió. Wow. Que nos cuente él al respecto. So, Raphael, to begin with, please tell us a little bit about your story.
I'm a man who spent 12 years of a life sentence in British prisons for murder and a series of robberies I didn't commit. So I was locked up for life, but after 12 years, having architected a campaign to prove my innocence, my convictions were eventually overturned, and I was released from the British maximum security prisons. And I've been very fortunate that having thought I'd reached the sort of highest point in my life, winning back my freedom, it was actually the beginning of a career into journalism, which has gone on from working at the BBC to now presenting shows like Inside the World's Toughest Prisons on Netflix.
Qué tremendo, nos está contando que él estuvo 12 años en una cárcel de máxima seguridad en el Reino Unido por crímenes que no cometió. Lo acusaron y lo condenaron por asesinato y una serie de robos. Finalmente, después de años de apelar, pudo conseguir su libertad, y él pensó que conseguir su libertad era ahí, el tope de lo que iba a llegar. Bueno, ya soy libre. Y solamente fue eso el inicio, el comienzo de una carrera, trabajando para la BBC y ahora, bueno, recorriendo el mundo, mostrando las prisiones más complicadas, las cárceles más complicadas alrededor del globo.
Bueno, y queremos saber por qué eligió Tacumbú, Rorro. O sea, ¿cómo llegó a parar ahí? ¿Verdad? Raphael, why did you choose Tacumbú and how did it happen?
Tacumbú was one of a number of prisons that I've been to. I mean, first and foremost, we have to get permission from the authorities. And as a team of researchers, we approach different governments in different countries who have maximum security prisons. But it's all about will. If the government and the authorities are willing to allow us or allow me to go into their prison to meet their prisoners, their guards, and have a look at how they run their regimes, once we get through those initial stages, it's all kind of ad hoc. So we chose Tacumbú. It could have been any other prison in Paraguay, but this one had the reputation. This one housed some of Paraguay's most dangerous and ruthless prisoners. But it also had what went on to be one of your country's greatest boxers.
Sí, lo que nos está comentando es que básicamente primero fue todo un tema, el de la autorización obviamente del gobierno, y una vez que ya estuvieron allí fue una cuestión ya de la reputación, porque estaba mencionando, pudo haber sido cualquier otra cárcel de Paraguay, pero es Tacumbú la que tenía esa fama de ser la más jodida, la más peligrosa.
Bueno, esto recién se va a estrenar el 29 de este mes, pero vamos a tratar de sacarle alito ya de lo que vivió adentro. So, Raphael, without any spoilers, because we know this is gonna premiere later this month, what can you tell us about your experience in there, inside Tacumbú?
I've got to be honest with you and say Tacumbú is like no other prison I've been in any country, and I've been in many prisons in many different countries, and I've seen and heard some good things, but mainly horrible things, and I've met some terrifying and dangerous individuals who have committed some of the most horrendous crimes, and they share those stories with me. Tacumbú was shocking. I have to be honest. I've never been anywhere where I've seen people, and when I say people, they are people before they're prisoners, convicted of whatever they're convicted of, sleeping on the floor outside, overcrowded like I've never seen before. Individuals carrying knives openly, taking drugs, meth and crack and other drugs openly in front of the very few guards that are there to to do whatever it is they're there to do, secure these guys. And then there's this whole economy going on inside Tacumbú, which is ingenious on the one hand. You know, you have these entrepreneurs on the out there, you know, transporting or trafficking drugs. In prison, they're selling jam and jellies and sandwiches and chicken. So there is a brilliance there, but it was so depressing. It was depressing to think that these individuals who could be doing so much more are confined in a place that is the way it is because the lack of resources. The government in Paraguay don't invest in prisons. Prisons don't have any means to provide anything for prisoners, so they have to do it themselves with the will of the guards, and that was quite shocking to me.
Rafael dice que Tacumbú es como nada de lo que vio en su vida. Y nos dice, mira que yo ya fui a varias prisiones y cárceles en todo el mundo y Tacumbú, nunca antes vi algo como Tacumbú. Dice que Tacumbú es choqueante, que le sorprende que la gente que cometió los crímenes más horrendos está durmiendo ahí con los otros en el piso, en un colchón. Le sorprende también que hay toda una economía adentro, que hay emprendedores adentro de Tacumbú que venden, aparte de drogas, venden cosas sencillas como sándwiches, como mermeladas, y que todo esto con el aval de los guardias, y que también nos dice que esto es porque el gobierno paraguayo claramente no invierte en las prisiones y que es deprimente. Eso nos está diciendo, que es brillante por un lado pero deprimente por el otro, y que también le sorprende que la gente anda con sus cuchillos así, sin problema,
chill,
sin nada, de ningún tipo de reclamo.
Bueno, también queremos saber que una vez que haya culminado este proceso de él estando en Tacumbú, si es que tuvo la oportunidad de visitar nuestro país.
Sí,
porque no queremos que esa sea su única experiencia en Paraguay. Finally, after being released, did you get a chance to tour around our country, Raphael?
I didn't actually. I mean, I didn't get to see. I sometimes at the end of a show get to spend a day sort of wandering around by myself, and that was about as much as I got to do actually. But no, once I get out of the prison, I tend to go back to the hotel, have a very, very long shower, and then just reflect on the various stories that I've heard and the people that I've met, and then think how best I can reflect what I see through my eyes. And I must stress that what I do is through my eyes, it's through my experience. And in a country like Paraguay, people might see it differently as they do across South America. But no, I'd love to come back, so invite me.
Of course we will, definitely. Lo que nos está diciendo es que al salir de Tacumbú, justamente él se fue a reflexionar acerca de todo lo que él vivió, porque me imagino que habrá sido una experiencia muy fuerte. Y luego dijo, bueno, esto es lo que yo puedo ver a través de mis ojos. Y bueno, que le encantaría que le invitemos, Rorro, para volver.
Sí, le voy a preguntar por último cuándo es lo que se filmó esto, porque eso no sabemos,
claro.
No nos dimos cuenta, no supimos. Lastly, before we let you go, Raphael, when was this filmed? Because we didn't know about this, and our country is a very small country, and we didn't know you were filming here. Netflix was filming here.
Well, that's the art of being a good journalist, isn't it? I come in, I do my job, and I get out. It was actually in the middle of last year I was there, so I was in the country for probably 3 weeks, and my team were out there probably a week before. But it's important that we keep this on the low key, because if people find out we're going into the prison, it could disrupt what's going on both outside and inside the prison, and that's the last thing we want to do. You know, we try and be professional, we try and go in, you know, we don't want to upset people's families, visitors, or the natural order of things. We try and keep this as natural as possible. So that's why you didn't hear about us. You know, we're good at what we do.
That's great.
Dice que ese es el arte de un buen periodista, ¿verdad? Entrar a hacer tu trabajo, retirarte sin que nadie se dé cuenta, y que justamente para no alterar el orden de las cosas y que todo estuviese normal como siempre, no le contaron a nadie. Vinieron el año pasado, a la mitad del año, él vino 3 semanas, el equipo vino un mes antes, y bueno, así conseguimos el material. Vamos a agradecerle, y bueno, esperamos ansiosos que podamos ver esto en Netflix. Raphael, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being with us. Hopefully next time you visit us after the pandemic, we can show you some prettier places we have here. So thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Look forward to it. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Raphael Rowe, entonces periodista británico de investigación y conductor de esta serie de Netflix, Inside the World's Toughest Prisons. Arranca cuarta temporada, se estrena el 29 de julio. a través de Netflix y el episodio número 1 es en Tacumbú.
¡Qué emoción! Ya quiero ver.
Tremendo. Ya quiero saber qué pasó dentro de Tacumbú. ¿Vos te imaginas? Este tipo, aparte que estuvo preso 12 años por un crimen que no cometió, le acusaron de asesinato, le condenaron, ya recorrió muchísimas cárceles y dice que nunca vio nada como Tacumbú.